Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me now?
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, there we go. So, welcome to my first stream since quite many years ago, because the last time I was streaming was several years ago, probably another World Cup game. I'm waiting for you guys to join, to watch, to enjoy the privilege of watching this final live alongside with me. Hoping to have a great time together. Please let me know, guys, if you're here, who joined, who wants to listen to my absolute tactical expertise of both teams. So is everybody here? 3 people watching. That's not quite a lot, like for a World Cup final. It used to be better back in the day. Please let me know how is the audio working? How's the quality? If I can get anything better before we start. O, there we go, kulawy. Cześć kulawy. Niestety w tym roku grają bez ciebie, ale nie martw się, beze mnie również. And there we begin the game. Java Refuge as the first map, hosted by the Americans. Last time those teams played against each other was also in this tournament, and United States managed to win, if I'm correct, all 4 maps. So the squads for tonight are for Poland, Neptune, an ex-Van player, external player. I don't know what teams exist in the game right now, but he could be considered quite, you know, long time deserved player. Alongside him, there's Maicon, an ex-Astroworld esports player where he began his career and probably had still the most achievements with that particular team, I believe so. Now in quite better shape than back in the day. Also, we got Bly, Polish player with Cycler rifle tonight. It's his first game of this World Cup. He hasn't played before, which means that his World Cup debut of this year is in the final, and the fourth player is Branch. And on the other side, we've got Zetro, a player that has been very active recently, very active on the console as well, and now is probably the main kill force of USA. We've got also Mark 5, which is a cool guy you can pack at any time with at 5 AM for Europeans, and whatever time you wish, he's always on. You can always count on him and play with him. Not many tournament achievements yet, but this is just the beginning. Also, we've got Papa Pacer, a player that has been with us for several years, but now it's first time he has the opportunity to fight such a high-level match, which is World Cup final. And the fourth player, which is Loves. We've been with him also for quite some longer time, but never seen him in such phase of tournament before. This is the first time we see him in final, and let's see how this goes. So far, Poland lost control over the pot after they managed to cap us first, but there's big flank from Maicon. And this is probably gonna be a kill, very crucial kill, because almost everybody is dead. The last one standing is Zetro and Pacer, both low. However, there's partner spawn for Americans. It might be tough for Poland to make it. 3 Americans on one spot, big flank from Maicon coming to that. Almost 3 dead, there's just 1 on the pod. Is Poland gonna make it? Is Mark gonna defend the pod? He is, but there's still Branch. Branch cannot make it. What a huge defense from Americans, but at some point I was pretty sure they were gonna lose it. Last moment save.
Another pod is down.
So far 1-0 for Americans. Also, for those who are curious, this is American host. They managed to pick this map, Java Refuge. For Poland, the second map is gonna be Rebel Depot. Now we've got some blaster cannon action from Poland, Snap 2. Only Bly alive, however Michael manages to partner spawn. Still dies very quickly. Americans in control of the second pod already. Poland in very tough situation, very bad spawn for them. Bly still didn't get into the match properly. Mark dead. This is gonna be important 1v1 between Bly and Pacer. Pacer is dead, there's only 2 Americans alive. Are they gonna partner spawn? No, but the other 2 have a very close spawn. This is not helpful for Poland because there's only Maicon alive. This is gonna be a lost spot for Poland. Was still worth a try, but it's 2-0 for Americans. So far, Zetro 8-3, Pacer 7-4. Poland without a visible leader on the battlefield so far.
We are capturing the escape pod.
And all Polish cappers are already dead. However, they still control the pod because the Americans didn't manage to reach it in time. Which is interesting. However, how did they get this spawn if the Poles were standing here? That's interesting. And Pacer now has a huge opportunity to flank Maicon. He gets it. This is gonna be free cap for Americans.
The Rebel Alliance is capturing that escape pod.
Now that's quite swarmy tactical plays from Poland. And there's only Mark and Pacer here. Can they flank? Mark just revealed their position. Maicon knows he's coming. Yeah, this time he doesn't fall for that flank. And Mark is coming. Big orbital. Can Branch handle those 2 here? No. And it seems that Mark's push was reasonable considering the excellent orbital strike from Americans. So far 2-0. Americans have the pot under control. This is not looking well for Poland. We've got 1 suicide going, however, this is not gonna matter a lot because all of them are close to the pot again. 3-0 for USA. And this spot is certainly in favor of, well, hard to say. Actually, wouldn't say it's in favor of anyone.
That escape
However,
pod will soon
Bly
be
is the
in
first one to get it. Pacer on very good high ground position. Getting flanked here by Neptune. Interesting. But this is gonna be a partner spawn, yeah. It is. Mark and Pacer close to the pod again. This duo is doing a great job so far. Very solid partner spawns from them. Great team play from USA, which is certainly much better looking than Polish team play. Oh, great cycler from Mark. And now, it seems Neptune and Wrench are trapped. But Neptune gets the copper. Needs to survive for a little bit longer, but Maicon and Bly are very far. This is gonna be a cup for USA, I believe. I don't know anymore. Okay, there we go. Pacer gets the last one, the last two, and is the last one standing on the pod. However, his teammates are nowhere close. Poland doesn't know they have this advantage and they're not capping. Branch is now probably going for cap.
Rebel scum are about to claim that escape pod.
Here we've got some kind of surrounding strategy from Poland. There comes Zetro for a cap. Is Neptune gonna be pushed? Yes, but he still gets one and gets partner spawn. Very crucial place. Wrench needs to go for the cap. Still has one standing. There's still Bly coming. And it's 4th pot for USA. If the first game of World Cup goes 5-0 in the final, then Poland is gonna have a very tough job for the rest of the games to stay in game. But so far, it's looking terrible for Poland. There's no visible leader in their squad. Meanwhile, there's clearly 2 American players playing outstandingly well. Polish positioning is not the best. Is Neptune gonna give a spawn here? That's very crucial. Oh, that's a trade. And he's gonna get spawned there on Wrench, which is not very helpful, considering that Bly is in 1v4 situation here. And Bly is already dead. Solid orbital from Americans once again.
If we don't do something quickly, that escape pod is going to fall into the hands of the Rebel Alliance.
Zetro is very low on pod, and there's again only Wrench and Neptune alive, and 2 others are spawning far away. Polish team play is not looking well. Does Wrench know Zetro is here? Does Zetro know Wrench is here? No. They both didn't know about each other. In the end, Zetro was just faster. Well, this is the very last chance for Poland to push in. Does Neptune get it? He gets 2! He gets 2 and there is Bly just in the time. Very close situation here. We had a complete rotation in the Polish leaderboard because Wrench was first, Maicon was 5th, 4th, and now they completely changed. This is the first time we see Poland in calm defensive position. However, Maicon is already dead. Needs to spawn. He's very close. There goes 2 Americans copper. There is the first spot for Poland, which means that final is still gonna be interesting. We have 6 minutes left. Now everything depends if Poland can branch with big flank here. If Poland can get any more pods, because 1 pod is still not quite a lot, even though it's US host. And host is gonna matter a lot in this final. Oh, that's very crucial death from Maicon. We have huge lags for Bly. Huge lagging. Yeah, 2 free bars for him. I don't know if this is US East or US West host. Depends if Americans use their advantage to play. Oh, Wrench just leaving the game. Leaving the battlefield. Okay, so this is not looking well because Black completely doesn't play. It's probably gonna be 5th port for Americans because Black cannot join the game really. It seems that this is gonna end in 5-1. I do not know about the host because as not playing, I cannot say whether it's very laggy for Europeans or not. However, it seems we've got 5-1 for Americans in the very first game. And in the end, it seems that Zetro was quite an MVP of that very first lobby. So far, 5-1, and if I'm correct, it's one of the 4 games, and the second game is gonna be Rebel Depot, hosted by Poland. This is a good time to do a quick check on the stream. How do you guys enjoy so far? Is the quality right? 9 people watching, that's not a lot for a World Cup final. So the first game goes in favor of Americans, and this is the very beginning of that story. However, it's not looking well for Poland. Well, chat, now we've got Depot on on European host. So what's your bet about the score? Depot can be very tricky in the middle of a match. So who do you think is gonna win and what's gonna be the score? Time for a drink. I don't know about the lags from Bly. I haven't been really following the recent situation of his setup. Don't know whether it's in good condition or bad. Is this the actual lobby or am I getting invited to a correct one here? So chat, tell me who's winning Rebel Depot. Okay, seems that the other lobby is the correct one. Starlita on the chat. Hello, Starlita. It's been a while. 12 people watching. So for the newcomers of this stream, the first game went in favor of USA on Java Refuge. They won the US host game 5-1, and now we're before the first drop zone game, which is hosted by Poland on EU host, and it's gonna be played on Rebel Depot. Interesting that Rebel Depot is there. Finally, someone not banning Rebel Depot against Poland, and I am unable to play. We are waiting for the invitation now. There have been some internet connection problems before in the last phase of previous game. So probably host is a crucial element right now. So far, the advantage in the first game on Java Refuge was clearly... Rap is asking if I'm playing. No, I'm not playing. I haven't been playing Battlefront for the last 2 years, really. I just came to stream the final because it seems like almost nobody else was willing to do so or able to do so. Also, from my observation, the Battlefront community reduced in numbers, like highly reduced. By reduced, I mean it's like maybe 30 people playing, really, and no more. That's worse than ever before. I think there haven't been going many tournaments on lately, apart from like one-day tournaments. There's no such things as clans anymore, or like, you know, regularly going teams. So yeah, I'm not playing as well, but maybe I would play since I'm here anyways. But I guess I'm just not good enough to remain in the first squad for a World Cup final. This is most likely how it is, so let's be real. I'd like to play, but it's better if somebody else does, and I'm here commentating stuff. So yeah, it seems that this final has the best anti-cheat protection out of all World Cup finals so far, because Base developed some... I mean, it's not his development, but his idea to introduce some software called MOS, which apparently is able to detect unwanted software. It didn't really seem like everybody liked the solution, because apparently one of the players blamed the lags on the app. However, I don't know whether this is actually possible with the app. 15 people watching. Hello, guys. If there are any newcomers, here we go with Zetro, Pacer, Mark, and Laughs. On the other side, Mycon, Bly, Neptune, and Wrench. So we are about to start the second map of the final. Poland is hosting, we are on EU host, and the map is Rebel Depot. Americans managed to win the first game 5-1, which is a huge advantage before the next maps. Yet we're about to play Rebel Depot, so a lot can change. However, in the last game between those two teams, Poland lost all 4 maps, which is not very optimistic for the rest of the match for Poland. I also believe it's been a while since Rebel Depot as a drop zone map was played in World Cup final. My bet would be maybe even 4 years. Because it's a relatively often banned map, especially against Poland. This time Americans did not decide to ban Rebel Depot, and we're gonna see whether this was a correct decision or perhaps a mistake, because it all depends on the score now. So we've got Americans playing as Rebels. Zetro already spawned in with Survivalist and Jetpack loadout, however without Cycler. We're gonna see about the rest of the team soon.
We can't let those pods fall into the enemy's hands. Do whatever it takes to capture them.
So far this is the only player who spawned. We've got Mark. Mark traditionally playing Jetpack and Cycler with Bounty Hunter, which means the Cycler is gonna refresh a lot. Here we go with Neptune playing quite unusual loadout for a World Cup final. Wrench with double nade. Mike with Jetpack. And last one we can check is Pacer. However, now we're back to the point of view more enjoyable to watch for everyone. Poland winning this very first phase. The last one standing is Zetro. He's gonna give a respawn. Two of the Americans are in corridor. Poland has the position. Michael winning this 1v1. Zetro still waiting for spawn. Seeing Michael, he's low here. But Bly going for a crucial kill. Loves Noxkis here. Zetro is gonna respawn again. Michael getting flanked. Zetro on the ship. Very important decision now for the Americans, whether to push in or wait for one more to come. Pacer gets the opening kill. There is still no cap for Americans, but Neptune is the last man standing. No, there's two Poles still here. Bly needs to give a spawn, instead pushes in, and Americans got control of mid of the map. That was very patient push, but it was quite efficient considering this epic team play from Loves and Zetro here, waiting for that partner spawn. Oh, 2 entry kills for Poland. This might not go well for the USA. No, it was actually not partners being killed, so USA is still there with 4 players. It's great team play from USA. Branch going for a brave push, not getting the cap. Cycler miss from Bly. Everybody from Poland dead, just Michael remaining, but he's gonna die as well, and it's 1-0 for Americans. Very huge advantage. Now it's 6-1 in the drop zone phase. And the next spot goes in favor of Neptune. He's gonna be the first capper. Zetro still taking care of mid here. Buying some time for his teammate to push from outside. There's 2 Americans pushing from outside. Wrench remaining on mid. Gonna die quickly. That's what happened. Love's dying, but there's again Zetro waiting for a patient partner spawn. Poland is not watching that corridor. Is Bly gonna watch it? Yes. No. And again, they push in. Zetro with a missed rocket. No. This rocket hit Branch. Bly with a crucial kill on Zetro here. Very important. America still pushing in. Mark for Emily. Let's go. The last one standing is Zetro. Not gonna give partner spawn. Poland probably remains under control of this spot. We still got Pacer pushing. It's not gonna work. Let's see the leaderboard. It's 1-1, and it seems that Poland has a slight advantage in kills. Loves is dying a lot. However, I believe this is not going for nothing, because they did a huge job with Zetro on the first spot. Those partner spawns were crucial, and dying there was simply his job. We've got a short fight on mid, and actually Pacer took out 2 players by himself. Mark is getting a big flank, but Poles know there's just 2 Americans inside. Diox is coming in. Diox has got 1. There's 1v1 situation going in. Neptune gets him, but there's still 2 coming from inside, Pacer and Mark. And we've also got Loves and Zetro here. America is gonna take over this spot again. It doesn't seem like a huge flank is coming for Poland. Wrench went in for a cap. Maicon gets one, Neptune gets the other one, but Maicon is the last man standing. Is he gonna get it? No, Zetro is the last man standing. And we still got an advantage for Americans. 5-1 in the first game, 2-1 in the second game, which means so far they have 7 pots and Poland has 2 pots, which is a big advantage before the cargo rounds, because in cargo you can just remain in your base and keep the score going. Bly with a missed cycler. Doesn't see Mark there. But in the end, Mark is dead. Americans don't have a very beneficial spawn. There's Branch blocking the spawn. Loves and Zetro pushing out. So far, Americans have been very patient about their pushes. Very solid team play and good decision making. However, Poland has a really big control of mid right now. If Zetro doesn't leave this entrance, it's not gonna go well for the Americans. However, they're pushing out now. Smart rocket going on. 2 shielders. Oh, this is not gonna go for the America. It's 2-2. A short reminder, it's EU host. Poland decision to play Rebel Depot, and Poland is in favor of Underpod again. Pacer with good push out of the corridor. Branch is here, gonna give spawn to Neptune, but here we've got Zetro and Loves pushing out. The best duo of this match so far. Playing very wise. We've got a team shield. Zetro is quite trapped in here. Is he gonna go for a cap? No, he's still gonna do some mess here on mid, giving spawn to Loves. How good they are. What a great
We're securing the escape
duo.
pod.
What a great duo. They still did it. Maicon really desperate to get that kill over here. Killing himself. Oh, crucial kill from Bly. Orbital strike coming. Range going for cap. Getting it on very low HP, not shielded. Since Americans can all respawn with 4 players. Loves very low HP. Still giving that spawn, still giving that spawn. Those partner spawns are just epic for the American team today. And it's by far the highest reason why they're still winning this game so high. Because the score is high. Entry kill for Pacer. Loves on good position on the ship. Poland very, very tiny in a small field. Branch had to run away. They need to give spawn. Is Bly gonna get the cycler? No.
Escape pod will soon be ours.
Still pot for Poland. Now we've got a push from Neptune. It's gonna face Mark and Pacer. Also great team play from those guys so far. Branch fighting in the corridor against Zetro in the meantime. Zetro slowly pushing out. They know he's here. And Branch wins this 1v1, which means that Pacer here... No, Loves is the last man standing. Is he gonna give us partner spawn again? No, not this time. And this is third pot for Poland. Well, we've got Bly popping off.
We've identified the
As this
position
the
of another escape pod.
most turn off. But to be fair, the entire Polish team is playing much better than the previous game right now. The partner spawns are working correctly, and they're still working great for USA. However, it's just the lack of firepower from the American team in this game. And another thing that is not working for USA is clearly the host, because, yeah, as I mentioned previously, host is gonna matter a lot, and there's just 2 Americans standing. They need to push in. They're still doing it. The last man standing is Loves. No, the smart rocket, and very smart rocket. Why was it very smart? Because otherwise there would be partner spawn thing going on.
We need to stop them.
Branch is probably late for that defense. Still working well. He got him. Americans only have 2 directions remaining. Neptune holding mid. Is Dayax is gonna come. Maicon dead to smart rocket. They know Pacer might come. Branch dead immediately. There goes Cap from Mark, great Cap. And Pacer is still alive, do they know that? There's still 4 poles. Oh, why did he push out? This time the partner spawn from Americans didn't work correctly. Unless his partner simply didn't believe it might be possible. Big mid fight. Zetro very low HP. Oh, great flank from Maicon. This is gonna be a pot for Poland. Unless Mark pulls out something incredible here. But it was a tough position.
That escape pod has
4-2
fallen
for
into
Poland.
Imperial hands.
And the match is now getting closer. If Poland wins 5-2, then Cargo is gonna be very interesting, and this pot is in favor of Poland. Pacer is gonna be the man flanking. Branch probably expects this. And throws great nade. Pacer still alive. Another nade, but there's Neptune coming. He's gonna be trapped. And now everything depends whether Zetro and Loves are gonna come in. But here goes Bly going for that kill. Doesn't want to let them spawn. He knows they can do that. No, he's hiding. There's two of them now. Bly still gets one. Orbital coming. It's Polish Orbital. The game is over. Unless he caps it! How did that happen? That's such an incredible cap. There was Orbital, 4 opponents. I don't know if he even had a shield. And still a cap. Great play from Zetro. Huge play from Zetro. Diox is coming in from Nep to Americans have no choice but to push. That was enforced push, very unprepared. Nep to get 2 of them. And I think Pacer is the last one to stay there. Branch gets him. And this is 5-2 for Poland. Soul damage is gonna be interesting. Damage is gonna be interesting. A weaker game from Laughs might be the reason that he's relatively new to the competitive community. I mean, by new it might be like 2 years or something, but Depot is a map that mainly depends on your experience, and the Americans probably missed enough experience just to ban Depot against Poland. And now the next map we're gonna play is Depot, however this time it's gonna be Cargo, so it's quite a different story. So, after the drop zone phase, the score is 7-6 for USA. Now USA is in the advantage of own host, which means they can choose either to improve the score in this game or just keep the score as it is and remain in defense. Quite many options for them. If I had to play to pick the play of the game, of the Depot game, it would be still either the very first pot from Zetro and Labs when they just kept partner spawning and taking over mid very slowly and patiently, or it could be the last cap of the pot from Zetro. However, it didn't change anything, yet it was pretty impressive choice. So we've got question on the chat from Rapis, who's playing for Wrench? It's more like Wrench is playing for Poland. Yeah, in the current situation, I don't know if there's, to be fair, any better, replacement in the community for Wrench. Like, I don't know if anybody smurfing on Wrench's account would be an improvement, considering Hold is not playing, Techek is not playing, Nutcracker is not playing. I think for the show purposes, it's a very good thing that the score is 7-6 right now, because if we knew that the game is over after the second drop zone, it would be not worth to keep the stream up. So, who's winning the first Cargo game, guys? None of the teams did any squad changes, no substitutions. So the squad is still for America, Loves, Zetro, Pacer and Mark, and for Poland, Bly, Mycon, Wrench and Neptu. The first map was in advantage of USA, 5-1 on Java Refuge. The second drop zone map went in favor of Poland, 5-2 on Rebel Depot, and now it seems that we've got the first cargo game going on Rebel Depot. Americans are hosting, which means it's gonna be slightly ledgy for the EU team, and they're about to pick sides. So the faction from Poland might be rebels, I suppose. That's how it is. We're gonna check out the loadouts very soon. The players still didn't spawn. Not everybody even loaded in. I believe that much better map pick for Americans would be a map where 2v2s are crucial, because their ability to partner spawn was extraordinary so far, and in 2v2s they would have quite an advantage. However, I think Poland banned Endor, which makes them unable to pick it. We've got an white flash grenade, not that. Okay, interesting. Anyways, Poland is pushing very hard with 4 players, no defense at all. So Lavs has just a free entry. However, Neptune's got a scan pulse, which means he's gonna know that Lavs is coming. We're gonna switch colors and see what Lavs has in his hand. He's got the escape artist, if he knows Neptune's here. Oh, that went very quickly. Poland was just in time for a defense, and I'd say that the opening was very passive. Nothing really unusual happened. Lavs has a great position, still decides to give spawn, and I approve that. Back in the day, I was part of a team where one player had only one job, which was to give partner spawn. So I think the American team understood their task perfectly. There's only Branch in base, and he's getting pushed by 2 players. There's no help from Neptune. Neptune's dead. And now Poland is... Well, depends whether Maicon wins this. However, it's 1v2. He's not gonna win it. Great cycler from Mark. Huge cycler. Poland decides to go 100% for the cargo delivery, which is probably a good decision. Branch still gets one here. Very crucial positioning from Branch here, clearing out mid. Great place from Branch. And yeah, Poland is in control of mid. It's gonna be 5-5, a trade in cargos.
Enemy have secured the cargo.
Zetro pushing in alone against 3 players. Let's see how that goes. He's got a scan, gets one, wasn't enough. Let's see about the American defense, because it seems that Pacer and Mark are responsible for that. And it seems like USA is playing more in a formation of like 3 defenders and 1 attacker. Oh, great flank from Lavs here. Now Blainovski's here, but still dies. Lavs with double kill. Poland is respawning in their own base. Almost 3 minutes have passed and nothing really unexpected happened apart from that one cargo trade.
Don't let them take it again.
Bly pushing out, he flashed Zetro here and managed to get one. But they're spawning again. Branch doesn't know that, he's gonna die. Still shoots. Oh, still gets one and doesn't die yet. Lavs is still alive. He's gonna give partner spawn. Neptune needs to fall back. In the meantime, we've got Pacer on mid, which means the Americans are in a good position to make an offensive attempt. Here goes Zetro, giving spawn to Lavs, I suppose. Excellent decision. There's Pacer coming, and I think Mark is very high as well. By very high, I don't mean like on crack or something. I mean high, as in terms of map position. So the Americans are all attacking now. Bly trying to flank them, gets Lavs. But it's not gonna change a lot. Yeah, this decision is interesting. Does Mark know his hero? Yeah. Mark playing very solid match so far. And there goes first offensive attempt from those guys now. Just one of them pushed in. Mark again on high position. Poland is playing very defensively on this US host. And this is actually interesting because Americans don't seem to be using their host to their advantage. Michael kills Labs, but this is not gonna change anything because Labs is gonna respawn on Zetro. Still Maicon going for that big flank. Dying very quickly. We've got the French flank. Zetro pushing in. There's just Nep2. Zetro gets everyone. So, as soon as French left the base, it went very bad for Poland. If only Pacer and Mark can handle this. Mark is already being pushed. He's got the rocket! He's got the rocket. Huge from Mark. Very offensive from Maicon. Oh, they trade, which means... Where is the cargo? Oh, Nep2 is... Okay. But can Branch stop Zetro? Probably not. Probably not. He's shielded. Zetro gets the cap. 6-4 for the Americans. But all of them are dead now. This is gonna be a pickup for Poland. Unless it's double kill for Zetro. He heads them all. He delivers the cargo, gets them all, stops the cargo delivery. Pretty much the MVP of the game so far.
The rebels have secured their cargo.
Considering the difference between KDs of each team, I believe this score is not bad at all for Poland. Could have gone much worse. But it just feels like most things just go in favor of Americans. Double ion on Zetro. We've got laughs coming from corridor. Poland is trapped. Maicon is trapped there. Zetro knows he's here. He's gonna just kill him. Yeah, Zetro comes in. Dies to Bly. Since Bly delivered that very first cargo of the game, it doesn't seem like he did many offensive efforts. He's trapped in his own base now. Mark is checking out all the flanks, but he's got a lot of time. It seems like his teammates are just buying him so much time that he can just stay in base and watch the game. Maybe he can watch my stream. Might be more interesting than defending against this Polish team. Pacer knows Michael's coming. But do they know about each other? Oh, Maicon didn't know about Pacer. Which means Americans are in control of the base again. Pacer clearing out mid. Killing everyone. This is gonna be a cargo for USA unless they manage to finish Pacer here. Everybody from Polish team is dead. Nept is still trying to chase the carrier, but this is not gonna work. Mark is there with Cycler, coming in just when he's needed. It's also mostly Mark's work that the previous cargo for Poland was not delivered, and the American cargo was not stopped, because he's actually the one who traded 1v1 against Maicon. And I believe that 1v1 was the most important in that case. Yeah, it's very clear which part of the American team is playing defensively as the moving spawn point, and which part is playing defensively. I mean, not defensively. Nep2 with huge flank here. He needs to hit Pacer. They get him at last. Good team take from Poland, but here we go with another cargo pickup. This time this is Lavs going outside. Poland has mid control. What are Americans gonna do now? Bly probably should push into the base right now. He's not doing that. Which means that the cargo carrier is gonna be trapped. But is it gonna be the same for the American carrier? There's only Wrench here. Why is Poland doing this kind of stuff? Oh, probably because Wrench kills everyone. Kills absolutely everyone! And this is Neptune going 1v3 for the cargo delivery. But they know they have the advantage. The Americans are dead. Wrench killed 2 of them. Which means that it's 3v2 situation. They just need to kill Laughs here. And they do. Oh, it was actually Zetro. Zetro gonna respawn on Laughs. Wrench is here ready for the next cargo pickup. Well, it was very risky from Poland to just keep Wrench alone against 2 players. But he did it. Is he gonna stop Laughs again? He's... What a cargo stop! Oh, absolute huge 2 minutes for Wrench now. Absolute huge. This is mainly his work that they managed to deliver the cargo. And Wrench kills Mark again, picks up the cargo. He's just doing this alone now, all alone. He's deciding to run corridor, which is a good decision, but there's Zetra in Polish base. He's gonna have 2v2 because he's gonna have Laughs spawn. Poland doesn't know they're here. Doesn't know. Zetra's here. Neptune completely no clue what's going on. But it's 3v2 again. 3v2 for Poland. Neptune gets 1. Wrench just needs to stay alive. Mycon giving spawn 4v2.
We have taken possession of the cargo. Return it to
And Wrench with double kill. Oh, no delivery for him. What is Neptune doing? What is Neptune doing? Wrench almost made it, but this nade was under the shield. Wrench killed like 10 people on this live. Stopped 2 cargo deliveries and almost delivered the cargo himself. But died to a nade. What a situation, what a huge match. That was so unlucky though. It was clearly unlucky. You can't say that he did anything wrong. It's just that that nade was there. Neptune, is he gonna give a spawn to someone? Oh, Mrs. Cycler. But there's nade going on from Wrench. Still a cargo for America. America managed to wake up in the very last moment here. This nade and this huge push from Mark and Pacer. Again, a 2v something situation, they managed to make it. Bly seems to be lagging again. Certainly not helping Poland. Well, it is US host, however, it doesn't seem to be that bad. Of course, I might not be a good source since I'm not playing the game. Is Neptune gonna finish Pacer kill? No, Pacer gets Cycler kill. Pacer kills everyone. Zetro has a free base entrance. Neptune is gonna be late. Neptune is gonna be late here. Neptune is very late. What is he waiting for? What is Neptune waiting for? He doesn't get Zetro. He does. Laughs still here for a cargo pickup. Pacer and Mark were a bit late for help here. Mark shouldn't have remained in base, should have pushed out. It was a slight mistake. Slight mistake that might have costed them a cargo delivery, because it's not like they are unable to kill the whole Polish team on mid. They've did that multiple times already. The score is still in their favor, so they can just remain in base and keep it, because 7-3 now is very, very beneficial. Why is it beneficial? Because they won the drop zone games by 1 point in summary. Mycon wastes his Pacer Cycler. It seems that only 2 Americans are alive, just Zetro, in a very good defensive spot. They get him. Wrench is gonna pick up the cargo just as it was previously. However, this time, the luck might be on his side. Zetro is dead, and Laughs might be dead as well soon. Does Wrench know he's here? Yeah, Wrench kills him. If this defense here works from Neptune, at last he probably redeemed himself after a very big mess up with the previous delivery. It's 64 for USA.
cargo box.
And now this whole Polish push will work excellent. Zetro drives to a 1v1 against Droid. Still remains the best killing player of the game. The second one is Pacer. Both don't disappoint on their own host. I'd say Poland is still playing without a visible leader. Wrench again, Master Bounty Hunter. Shielding here. He can throw nades and throw nades. However, he needs his team support. Most of the team is dead. The whole team is dead. Americans defending with 4. The score is not gonna change. I'd say this score is not bad for Poland, but as well it's not bad for the Americans. I'd say the score is alright for both teams. They probably accepted this fate, and now, well, let's say 3 Polish players visibly on the same level. Very good game from Wrench. Probably that one missed cargo delivery would have completely changed the score. It would be 5-5. However, it was also great push from Pacer and Mark, who also needs some credit. And I'd say we're still in a very exciting game. And now, the last game, unless we have a tiebreaker going on. The game we're playing now is gonna be cargo on Imperial Hangar, which is Solo's map. It's EU host, which means Poland is gonna have a very high advantage, especially on this particular map. However, the Americans are, since they were the higher seeded team coming to the final, they are able to just camp for the entire game and just keep the score as it is. If they manage to do so, the game is theirs and the World Cup is theirs. If Poland wins 7-3, I believe then it is a tiebreaker. However, I might have to be corrected. It seems the teams are not changing their squad. Bly has been visibly worse on both US host games. However, on the EU game, he was on top of the leaderboard, which means that possibly this might be his game again. However, let's not forget that the US team has advantage of the score, meaning they don't have to deliver a single cargo this game to win. They just need to remain in control of their own. Oh, there we go with a reference from Demonic. It seems that this particular World Cup system is slightly different from the previous ones because the drops and score is not doubled, which means that Poland only needs to win 7-3. So there's no way for a tiebreaker. Okay, so this is gonna be absolutely the last game of this World Cup, unless the third place decider is still going on. But yeah, USA needs to lose less than 7-3, so they can only make the mistake of losing one cargo. And Poland just needs to go full offense because there's nothing to lose anymore. 7-3 seems possible. However, it really depends on how the US team plans on playing this game. If they really plan on camping, then it is a way to play, certainly. However, they played in such a smart way so far that I don't think they're gonna risk everything just for, you know, protecting the score they have earned so far. The game is still very interesting, and this is EU host. Poland has own map, own host, and only, well, Chanek Sing laying the gods. Sign laying the gods. I guess I need to get better at English. Here we go. Zetro playing the same loadout as he did all the time so far, which is Jetpack, Thermal, and Scan Pulse. Pacer, probably the second best player of the game so far, especially considering the two US games where he played excellent. We've got Mark, the mobile partner spawn for Pacer, but also very solid defense work so far. Let's see how this goes.
Secure the cargo boxes and bring them back.
The Americans, the only advantage, apart from the score advantage they have now, is the advantage of faction, which is clearly better. However, Poles are in time for defense. There has been a trade going on. Is Zetro waiting for spawn? Yes, and he's spawning. Spawning very aggressive push. It seems that Poland is defending so far. It's probably different than we expected. Zetro gets Neptune, pushes in branches here, he gets trapped. And it seems that both teams are on their sides of the map. Again, 3 kills from Zetro at the very beginning of the game, 1 kill per each Polish player apart from Bly. Loves pushing in very aggressively. There's only Neptune remaining, but he gets him. Vendros already jetpacking out. They know what the risk is. If Americans get a score of 64, then this is gonna mess a lot for Polish plans. Zetro's still on mid. Is Poland gonna go in? It's 2v3 situation. However, Zetro's not here. 3v3, Wrench dying to Mark. Much better positions from the American team. Pacer is dead now. Michael pushing in. Mark with Rocket again, but there goes Bly, and a lot depends on those two guys now. Is Loves gonna give a partner spawn? Yes, perfect shield from Loves. If they save this cargo delivery, it's fully Loves' work. Even if somebody else kills them all. Oh, do they know? Now Loves has another chance to fix everything. Doesn't seem like this is gonna work. Is it?
Stormtroopers are in possession of the cargo.
It's the first cargo for Poland, but USA is still winning the game. Still winning, still having advantage. But we're on the verge of changing. Oh, this is huge from Americans. This is gonna be a cargo delivery unless someone does a huge sidecar here. No, the carrier is dead. Pacer, dead. Zetro is the last one standing. Neptune gets him. Neptune with nade. Love's running. Love's dead. Is anybody gonna get this cargo back, or is Mark gonna make it? Mark running. Mark dead. And still a cargo delivery for USA. What a great... Wow, that was quite a fight for the cargo. It's 5-5, and USA is still much closer to winning World Cup. USA winning mid here. I mean, the mid field, like between their defense and offense section. Poland winning, completely taking over mid now. Wrench going to offense. Doesn't know he's being flanked, but Loves doesn't know he's there either. Neptune knows they're gonna pick up the cargo, and there's gonna be two of them. 3 Poles coming back to defense. They're playing very secure. Wrench gets him very low, and Neptune finishes him. Good team play from the Polish defense. Bly gets a kill. Not sure what happened here, but there's 3 Americans already. Bly is dead. So almost 5 minutes have passed, the score didn't really change. Is Bly gonna come in? Is he giving a spawn? Yes, he's giving a spawn. Finally, good partner spawns from Poles, but they're gonna both die. Pacer with double kill. Great team play from American defense. Yeah, they're playing with Mark being very deep in defense, which is why they're not in control of mid. But they do a very effective counterattacks, which rewarded them with 1 cargo. Poland needs to play more aggressively, they're out of time. Only 10 minutes, Neptune with double kill, now they're gonna push. Where are spawning? Oh! Actually, that was a very close spawn for American offense. Michael with an opening kill. Zetro, is he gonna make it? He's low. Pacer and Mike. Oh, there we go. That was interesting to be 2 because those 2 people fighting were not partners, but Pacer and Zetro won it clean. No losses. Poland wins mid again. This is not the first time. America is playing very passively right now. They know they have the score. They have 9 minutes left to defend. It is possible to hold the base for 9 minutes. Wrench pushes alone. Not smart, but he's probably gonna respawn very soon. Bly going around. Is Loves gonna know he's here? Yes, he knows. He gets a clean kill. No pickup for Poland.
Nice work.
Unless this counts as a pickup. Great protection from Pacer. America is playing very safe but very effective. They know what the goal is. They know what they need to achieve. But now there's a hole in defense. There's a big hole in defense. Bly knows this. Comes off, and this might be a cargo for Poland. Depends if Neptune stops them all. Oh, 3 Americans dead. This is gonna be a cargo. Neptune gets almost the entire mid clear, and if Wrench kills them all, he gets 1. Wrench can get the cargo. He knows that. This is pure experience. But this Pacer gonna get him, yes. That was a cargo for Poland. Very quick action. Oh, Maicon should have just picked up the cargo and run, because they were clearly focused on Neptune, but there was not enough time to think about that. Probably wasn't even aware. Great position here from Loves. But there's only Mark left in base. Oh, Zetro actually respawned. That's interesting. He's already pushing out. He knows he has to push out. Loves is dead, but this doesn't mean anything bad to them. Wrench heard jetpack, so he knows they're in base. So does Maicon. Everybody knows they're in base. And what is Poland gonna do now? Wrench pushing. No, that was not... They should have waited because everybody's dead now. Where are spawning the Americans? Close to base again. The spawns have been lucky to them so far, however, it's probably not close enough. Maicon should just run. Why is he not running? Isn't aware of the situation. But Poland has mid again, there's only Pacer left. Where is Neptune? Neptune is spawning here on Wrench. This is a very difficult situation for the USA. Loves is dead. Neptune has shield. He's running. Can they catch him? Wrench gets everyone. Also Bly with a kill. Now Poland is winning the World Cup. 6 minutes left. USA needs to push. Mark in offense. This is the first time we see that triple kill for USA. Now Zetra is picking up. Huge advantage on mid. Huge advantage. Neptune and Wrench are outside. So is Maicon. This is looking terrible for Poland. Pacer gets the last one. Wrench is in disastrous position. Disastrous position. Loves know this. But he's dead! Where are his teammates? Mark!
Imperial forces have returned their
Oh,
cargo.
that's such a mistake from USA. That was a clean cargo to run. That was very bad. And this might cost them a World Cup because now Zetro is the last man standing in defense. He's dead. Wrench gets cargo.
Stormtroopers are in possession of the cargo.
Bly with a huge kill. But here goes Pacer. Pacer is the last chance. The last hope. Gets one. But wasn't enough. Where is the cargo? Oh, cargo is running around. Still a few seconds left for Americans. But no, they're not gonna make it. Now Poland can defend. What happened to the US team in this game? This is more of a 4v4 map than 2v2 map, which means Americans are no longer able to use their main attribute. Oh no, Bly gets some headshots with the Cycler. Great game. Yeah, like I mentioned previously, Bly was very laggy on the US host and made him play much worse, especially on game on Java and game on Depot. The cargo game on Depot. Now he's being effective again, and it feels like Poland has 4 players. And now America also needs to have 4 players, which means Mark has to push way more. Has a loadout with no jetpack. That's certainly not helpful because they have 5 minutes left to push. Loves pushing in. Bly completely unaware of the situation. 2 Polish defenders dead. Neptune is the last. Oh, Neptune actually pops off this game. Very effective defense. It seems that he was the last one to remain in defense as the basic plan for Poland in this game because Brent was also playing offense. And as a result, we've got 8-2. Still a very close game, 4 minutes left. Pacer and Mark need to get more offensive, they need to deliver 2 cargos. Labs and Zetro in Polish base. Neptune far from defense. Far from the defense zone. Gets 1v1 against Pacer. And there's help, there comes help.
The cargo is in our hands. Escort it back to base.
Is it gonna be a trade? If it's gonna be a trade, it's gonna be in favor of USA. I mean in Poland. But the cargo carrier is alone. Nept waits for him. Zetro is far. There's no spawn going on. Mark dead. Wrench pushes the carrier. And almost gets the carrier. Carrier is still alive. But mid is not in favor of Americans at all. Oh! Okay, that was interesting. That was interesting. But Poland's still picking up the cargo. Maicon running in the opposite direction of the carrier. Is Zetro gonna stay alive? No, this is probably a lost cargo for USA. Unless Pacer goes for a jetpack for the carrier, but the carrier is shielded. Pacer just wasted his cycle on someone else. Oh! This is not gonna work for Pacer. This is not gonna work for Pacer. That was actually his mistake to use Cycler here on someone else. He wasted it because what's the point of using Cycler as a sniper rifle when somebody is running with the cargo? Oh, 2 great shots both from Zetro and Bly. 9-1 for Poland. This is starting to look very bad for USA. Neptune absolutely popping off. Neptune killing everyone.
Our cargo has been returned.
USA misses coordination to push with 4 players at once. It might be very tough for them, they're not used to this type of playing. However, they get the pickup. Mark is gonna run with the cargo now. Wrench stopping there for a minute, but 2 minutes left for USA. They killed 2 Poles. Wrench gets 1. Carrier is very low HP. Does Michael know this, but does he know that the other one is here? Poland, I'm not sure about this decision to focus on the carrier, because that might cost them cargo. Michael, still alive, but probably not for much longer. But there goes Bly. Bly just in time. Now we have a kill on the American carrier. Who's gonna pick up the cargo now? Pacer was the first one to come. 1 minute left. Americans need 2 cargos. Poland just needs to defend. Loves pushing. Can they make it? Everybody pushing. Mark pushing. Mark in base. He's pushing. He's picking up.
Have the cargo.
But he's completely trapped. No chance for him. Pacer needs to give that spawn. Gets 2. They get that spawn. Americans still can make it, but one of them has to wait for the last cargo. Are they coordinated enough to make it? No, the carrier dies. Bly waits here very patiently, very smart, Mark no shield. I don't think they're gonna make it. Maybe this cargo, but it doesn't matter. 7-3 is still Polish score. Maicon gets the carrier and Poland still picks it up. I think the game is over now. It seems that Poland is winning this World Cup. Americans are not picking up! Mark! You had to pick up the cargo! Why are they focusing the carrier?
Our cargo is safe and sound.
Americans probably don't know how the score works. If it's impossible to... Oh. I think... Okay. I have no clue. I mean... Well... I don't think... I mean, I don't know about our POV, because I didn't notice anyone running with the cargo. I only saw the sign that the cargo is still there, and that Mark is not running with it.
We're going to raid the Imperial base. Your objective is to secure the cargo boxes and bring them
Interesting case, because... Well, glitches like this did happen in the past, and there was never a remake going on. I mean, like a different calculation of the score was never going on. And in this case, I don't really know. It's a World Cup final, so I feel like it would be unfair in both ways. Like, whether you don't count the well, the cargo technically wasn't delivered, and it was like, even if they did, it was like the last second, but they actually were very convinced they were running with the cargo, and all 4 of them ran into the base. However, if Poland knew they had the cargo, because on their screens Americans didn't have the cargo, they would probably stop them. So it's like a very difficult situation to find a solution. Maybe a tiebreaker. However, I don't know. I feel like, well, it's bad that it's in a World Cup final. If it was like a group stage match, then wouldn't be a problem. But technically the cargo wasn't delivered, and there were situations like this. Well, okay, so as I'm following the Discord, the main Discord correctly, Mark didn't pick up the cargo, as someone says. There's a clip of that. No, he clearly didn't pick the cargo. I had a similar situation back in the day because I did a cargo run against Mech playing with NG. I ran through the full map and I was like, yeah, I got it, and I didn't have cargo on my back. Oh yeah, it wasn't picked up. Well, there's no discussion then. The World Cup winner is Poland, ladies and gentlemen. MVP of that match? I don't know. I feel like there were moments for many players because on each map somebody else was popping off. The Jawa game was certainly in Zetro's favor. However, then we had Depot where it's hard to pick the best one considering that both teams played very equally well. Then on Depot, for the Polish team, we probably had Wrench, who almost made the tie. However, Americans won, and it's mainly because of few pops off from Zetro. And then on the last map, it was probably Neptune popping off. So, whatever, I'm not an organizer anymore. I don't have to pick the MVP myself. It's up to you guys. You can choose your own MVP. And thank you for watching. That might have been one of the very last Battlefront streams ever, so glad you were here. Thank you for watching, guys, and yeah, the scores of this World Cup are first place Poland, second place United States of America, and the third place is gonna be decided in very soon between France and Germany. Thank you for watching, and see you.